Hi folks, this is my first non-camping accommodation of my Cycle to the Alps tour. It is now night 7. This is a garden house that I found on Vrienden op de Fiets. Vrienden op de Fiets is basically, it's Dutch for friends of bikes, and basically it's people that want to offer affordable accommodation for people that are travelling on foot, by bicycle, or using their own steam basically. E-bikes count as well. You're just not allowed to drive to these places and pay the fee that they ask you to pay per night. It usually includes breakfast as well. I always forget about that when I stay at one of these places and they ask me, what time do you want to breakfast? And I'm like, oh my god, I forget. You charge just a teeny amount of money, plus if it applies tourist tax for the area. And you have to join, you have to be a member, which only costs €10 per year. And if you search for Vrienden op de Fiets, I'll put the spelling in the description. Anyone can sign up for €10 per year. So let's go and look inside of the garden house where I'm staying for tonight. So I already had tea outside with my host. Usually people you meet here, they're really interested in cycle touring, and they've probably cycle toured themselves, so it's pretty cute. So a stable door as we go in. Now it's much more practical than luxurious, I dare say, but I've got a one pot stew going there. I have lots of rice, vegetables. I don't have any cooking oil, so I couldn't do anything fancy, so I'm basically just doing a one pot stew with the food that I had, because it's also Sunday. When travelling in France and Benelux area, remember the shops are closed on Sunday. I knew they were, so I made sure I had enough food, but I still tried to get to the shops. Anyway, you have lots of amenities here, tea, coffee. You obviously on the website for each address, each guest address is what they call them. It tells you what amenities are at each venue, but obviously there's going to be a bed, there's going to be a shower and a toilet. Sometimes it's a spare room in someone's house, but because of COVID-19 on this trip, I've only been looking at garden houses. Sometimes there's caravans, and sometimes there are houseboats, because they're a thing in the Benelux area of the world. So kitchenette, bathroom, and then in here, for me, a spacious bedroom which can sleep up to 3. Obviously I've been camping now for 6 nights. I've only actually had a meal out twice, and only one of those times did I charge my backup batteries. So obviously, because I'm staying here, I can get all of the batteries fully charged, and then I can probably be off grid again for a number of nights in a row again. So yeah, I was hoping to be here last night because the weather was not so good last night, but I was nowhere near here. So yeah, I mean, check out Vrienden op de Fiets. If you're coming to this part of the world, there are guest addresses in. I've got my gear messy all over the place, but yeah, check out Vrienden op de Fiets if you're coming to, especially Benelux. But there are actually guest addresses in the UK, and there's even some guest addresses in the Alps. So if it's something that you're interested in, sign. I think you can see roughly where places are without joining. If you're considering travelling in other countries, and this could be an option for you, but mostly it's in the Benelux area. But yeah, there's definitely a few more, and yeah, like the hosts are always so helpful. So like while I'm here, obviously getting the stuff done that I can't do while I'm wild camping, so they've provided me with laundry detergent. So yeah, I am absolutely loving this place. I'm so glad I booked it. For me, it's also an early night, recharge the batteries, have some proper food. Also, I'm making a big batch of food, and if you saw earlier in one of my other videos, I mentioned how I carry some Tupperwares, so there's definitely going to be lunch tomorrow. I have a saying at home, I cook once, eat twice, if not thrice. So yeah, cooking a big batch of food, getting all the clothes washed. Yes, I'm wearing a nice shirt tonight. And yeah, I'll probably have lunch packed ready for tomorrow. And yeah, I'm looking forward to breakfast with my host in the morning. I think we agreed on 9 a.m. So yeah, I'm sure this will help me get into a routine on this trip as well, because so far I've had late mornings, not setting off till 10:30, 11:30, and finishing at like 10 o'clock at night. So hopefully from now on, I'm going to set off a bit earlier, avoid the hottest part of the day, and also find somewhere nice to camp a bit earlier on than some of the desperate spots. A couple of desperate spots that I've had to camp in recently. So anyway, right, still having a fab trip. So I hope you've been enjoying watching it. I've just finished cooking my one pot meal for tonight. Basically what's in there is loads of vegetables, boiling bag rice, which is easy to cook even if you're camping. A tip for adding flavour is pick up some cuppa soups, and I've made it saucy with some cream cheese in there. So yeah, obviously everyone likes different food, so just throw stuff in that you like and cook it. I want to just take you outside to finish off the sort of introduction to Vrienden up to Fiets, just so you can see again how beautiful this place is while there's still just a little light. Obviously you don't have to have camped for 6 nights prior to staying somewhere relatively luxurious like this. You could probably cycle to around the Benelux area just with Vrienden up to Fiets addresses. You just want to you just do need to be a bit more rigid in your plans. You can probably book them up just one night in advance or something like that, but obviously there's a bit of a risk in that. So that's why I always camp, because I don't have to worry about booking things, and I also don't have to worry about, you know, what time, how far I want to cycle each day. Like, I wouldn't want to arrive somewhere like this at 10 o'clock at night, because that's not very nice for the host. In fact, most of them say you should be here by like 9 o'clock at night at the latest. So yeah, Vrienden up the Fiets. Look at it. Alright, why wouldn't you want to stay somewhere like this? Brilliant. Cheers folks. If you like that, remember to hit the like button on YouTube and subscribe on YouTube. Cheers.